Welcome to Hameen Loyal. This is Eric Grissom.
And I'm Dan Johnson. Eric and I will be rewatching the iconic Twin Peaks from the pilot through the return and everything in between.
If this is your first time watching, or if you're a longtime fan, you can watch along with us as we dive deep into the strange and wonderful world of Twin Peaks.
We live inside a dream.
Today on Meanwhile, it's the second part of our two-part Fire Walk With Me spectacular. It's the last 7 days of Laura Palmer.
When this kind of fire starts, it is very hard to put out. The tender boughs of innocence burn first, and the wind rises, and then all goodness is in jeopardy.
Eric, we're going to jump ahead in time a little bit. It's 1 year later in Twin Peaks. Laura walks by Donna's to pick her up on the way to school. Just another beautiful day, 1 week before Laura Palmer's murder.
Man, when the opening bars of Falling played in the theater, the crowd cheered. And you see that Welcome to Twin Peaks sign, people just went nuts for it. I am going to break this out over the next 7 days because this is 7 days of Laura's life. Now, her days, some days are packed.
Yep.
Some days we don't get a lot. But day one is a big day for Laura Palmer. So this is the morning of Friday, February 17th, day one. We meet Donna. We get a new Donna.
Moira Kelly.
Moira Kelly, my favorite Donna.
She's great. What a good... If you had to replace anyone from the original cast, and this is a great actress to do it, and she makes some really good choices throughout here. And I know how you feel about Donna from the show, so tell me how you feel. Like, we don't have to jump ahead too far, but like, how do you feel about the way that they portray the characters in their own ways?
Yeah, there are specific scenes which I'll probably touch on that more, so I don't know if we want to make it, but in general, I think she does. The wanting to be like Laura comes from a place of pure innocence, and there's something very innocent about this Donna that we don't necessarily get. Lara Flynn Boyle's great, so I don't want to subtract to. I just really like this portrayal of Donna. I like their chemistry together. I like the vulnerability in this Donna. And to be fair to Lara Flynn Boyle, as the Donna stories go, she didn't have a lot to work with. So Donna in the pilot is great. The Donna, singing Rocking Back Into My Heart is great. Like, so there's plenty of really good Donna scenes with Lara Flynn Boyle. So I don't want to be negative, but I do like this Moira.
I totally agree with you. I think for me, this version of Donna is much more like the Donna we see in The Secret Diary. It feels truer to that character for some reason. The emulating of Laura, like you said, the innocence around her. I don't see that in the first two seasons, for example. This just feels much more directly connected to it.
Yeah, I have some points to that we'll get to later. But yeah, we'll revisit that idea of wanting to be like Laura. All right, so Mike is the man, so we get even Mike and Bobby in this thing. It very much feels like the pilot, too. There's like a pilot vibe to this whole sequence. And Laura walking down the street with Donna feels very much like John Carpenter's Halloween.
What's wrong, Annie? You're not smiling.
I'm never smiling again. Paul dragged me into the boys' locker room.
Exploring uncharted territory?
It's totally charted. Just talk.
So It's a shot of Laurie Strode and her friends walking down the street. Very similar look, very similar feel, which I like.
It felt really unsettling too. Like we're in the beautiful, like sunny morning, walking down a quiet suburban street, but for some reason, the point of view shot, walking down the shaded trees along the sidewalk, it feels unsettling for some reason. There's no reason that it ought to, but for me, it does.
And that could be too because you know it's coming as well.
Well,
Like
for
that's all
sure.
pre-built.
And the way that the camera's kind of unsteady as well kind of plays into it.
So getting to see them in school is so much fun. Laura with Donna smiling and happy, but hiding in the bathroom and doing blow. It tells you everything you need to know about her for the story to start. Like it does a great job of immediate. Like if you had never, as I mentioned, if you've never seen Twin Peaks, and we're just going to watch a girl struggling with abuse, this is it. I mean, I think you have enough to go on in this without necessarily having all of the Twin Peaks stuff behind it. It's great. So yeah, this is the start, Thursday the 17th. Man, so much happens today.
I love to bring us right back into Twin Peaks. I understand why the audience would cheer. This is the thing they've een kind of waiting for. Everything else has happened has been cool, but like let's get to Twin Peaks. And we immediately get to see Laura, Donna, Mike, Bobby, James in the school. I wrote in my notes, the only thing that we're missing is the breakdancing kid in the hallway. And it would have been actually perfect.
Well, we get some dancing kids. Yeah.
We'll get to that. That's blew my mind. But yeah, it's a great way to kind of bring us back into this. You mentioning, I hope you do this throughout. Let's just mention as the new day, just give us the date. In the script, it actually wrote that there would be a title card that says 7 days before she dies, 6 days before.
I have seen scripts that say Thursday, like the first day is Thursday. It's not Thursday. That would be 8 days, not 7 days.
This was counting down instead. It was X days before whatever it says.
Okay.
Like yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is cool.
Yeah. This is, I have reasons for how I broke the days down, as we'll see. And it's also cool because Cooper says, which I forgot to mention, when he has the dream, he says it is 10/10, February 16th. So then the next day he goes to the Fat Trout, which would be the 17th, and it says 1 year later. So we are on the 17th.
Literally 1 year later.
Literally 1 year later, that Friday, February 17th, day one. Okay.
That's very cool. From here in the school, we head over to what looks like the auto shop classroom, maybe. James and Laura meet up while Bobby is out looking for her.
Yeah, I see that more like a custodial room.
Maybe it is. Yeah.
Than the auto body shop. So it starts off like we see Bobby kissing the photo, which of course is behind glass, inaccessible. Like he'll never have her. He loves her. She's with someone else, but she's inaccessible. Also by glass is reflective. So there's lots of stuff with mirrors and things like that. But yeah, that's a great, him walking up, kissing her, but she's out of reach, which says everything you need to know about his character and her and their relationship. So in that custodial room, whether it's auto body shop, custodial room, whatever.
No, I think you're right. Let's call it a custodial room. That makes more sense.
I think it's got to be near the gym. And because Laura snuck out at the time they were showering, right? So it's like you go to gym, you're showering, she's sneaking out, she's in her towel. Her gobble gobble line. The last time I saw it in the theater, it got a laugh. It usually gets people laugh at it. Like this local place that plays old films, it just makes me mad when people laugh at that line because it's so. I find it to be so sad.
So
and like,
sad.
Turkey is the dumbest bird. Gobble gobble. It breaks my heart. General James Marshall note: he is so much better in this than some of the crap they put poor James through in season 2. So it's nice that the last time James Marshall is acting in Twin Peaks, up until this point anyway, is not fixing someone's car.
Right.
It's the stuff that he has with Laura.
But I will say that whole thing of like, you're not a turkey. The turkey's not, like some of the lines they give James, I feel so bad about. But you're right. Like that to me, that's a laugh.
Yeah.
Her before she even says the word gobble, 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 she's struggling.
Sure. Yeah.
She just takes so long to get there. And you can see that, man, this is why she deserves recognition for this. Every small choice she makes, you can see it in her eyes. You can see every small movement of her mouth as she's bringing up whatever it is, the courage, the resignation to say like, gobble, gobble.
And James is supposed to be simple and naive and sweet and dumb in ways which she said, like, so it's by design. Like she's got these very crazy complex problems, and he just can't see them in that way at this point. So the towel drops as well, and like, you immediately know this is not a TV show. Like, we're already going. This is not your TV time Twin Peaks. This is something entirely different. Outside, like, so after this goes by, we get Bobby freaking out because Laura's missing. He's mad. He's jealous. He's grabbing her. The way she plays him, like telling him to get lost, she cuts so deep with her insults, and we got that in the diary. Like, we watched the way she can play with people, and that he might get dizzy if he turns around too fast is great. And then she uses the voice on him.
There's no need to fight over me.
Like a Bene Gesserit, and just melts his heart. You know, coming off Dune, he's got a little Bene Gesserit voice going on there. But Laura this is like Laura being the person Laura needs to be in the moment to survive is in full effect here. Her power is so great that it affects the world around him. Like the backward dancing, all the kids moving as Bobby is sort of receding into the thing and being sort of overtaken by Laura. It's not unlike how I walked around in high school too, as well. Like Bobby doing all the stupid stuff and going in the door. I love it. The music that's playing is called A Real Indication by Thought Gang. It is Angelo Badalamenti singing.
So I'm going down this street, and I'm trying not to smile. 'Cause the street is where I'm going, and the curb is at the side. By the sewer, where the rain goes down.
This is a quote. We were recording a song called A Real Indication, and David was in the recording booth, Badalamenti recalled. He'd written this lyric that called for some kind of vocal improvisation, and I thought, I don't give a damn. I'm going to go for it and do something that's really not me. I'm going to be outrageous. And I ran the gamut of nuttiness, yelling and ad-libbing. And David was laughing so hard he got a hernia and wound up needing surgery.
My God.
And they basically said, like, you can continue to shoot the movie, but afterward you've got to go to the doctor.
My God.
So it cracked him up. He described it as saying it felt like a light bulb exploded in his stomach, which I feel like is...
That's a beautiful image.
A great way to put it.
The way Laura can play Bobby like a fiddle. And this, again, feels so much like we see it so clearly in her secret diary about the way that she does these things. And it's so well executed in such a brief moment here that you can see it all in just 30 seconds of their relationship.
And what's so great about it, too, is the only thing we know about Laura from the show is very brief interstitial scenes, flashbacks from James's point of view, in which Laura often has a baby voice or whatever. Like, here you're seeing her use it, and then it gives new context to those scenes of her using the voice on James for whatever moment that they're in. They just add so much more complexity and layers to Laura.
Ooh. Yeah. And then just the last thing, I had to rewind to watch it several times. Bobby walking backwards through, and then all the background actors, kids are all kind of dancing, but like in a kind of wobbling sort of way. It's just bizarre. What a choice.
Yeah, it's like they're moving through liquid or something. Or a wind is blowing them around.
But a teacher comes out through the door and he's just walking like normal. It's just all the kids and students around him are just doing that crazy kind of dance. It's cool. It's a strange thing to do. I love it. Eric, it is high time we head to the Haywards. Donna and Laura talk about their nighttime plans and they discuss space travel.
Yeah, well, I like this little after-school scene as they sit and talk about boys. And you can see, like, in Laura's eyes how different they are. Cheryl Lee is just fantastic in this scene. Donna is desperate to be like Laura. Like, this, for me, this is a right-on character for season 1 Donna. James is the one. Laura's only sort of tolerating Donna here. Not that she doesn't like Donna, but Cheryl Lee is such a fucking dynamo. Like, she just lights the screen on fire. Those, like, close-ups of her face, smiling in every scene. Like, her laugh when Donna's like,
I wonder if Mike could ever write a poem.
It's so good and it's so natural and it just feels so real. It doesn't feel like she's acting. I completely get lost in that moment and in her face and her eyes and the laughter and the friendship. It's just so good. I can't understand how this movie was panned and that she wasn't nominated for anything. So the core of the scene, right? So it's that and one of the most important is the discussion of falling through space.
Do you think that if you were falling in space, that you would slow down after a while or go faster and faster?
Laura's answer of what's going to happen, you're going to fall faster and faster.
For a long time, you wouldn't feel anything. And then you'd burst into fire. Forever. And the angels wouldn't help you. Because they've all gone away.
She's got that picture of an angel in her room. It's probably hung there since she was a kid, like her whole life. And what she's saying is like, no one will help her. No one will protect her until all of her childhood is completely burned away. And it's so sad and tragic. And it's just out there. It's like, here it is. We're going to watch now her fall faster and faster until there's no one left.
Yeah. I have nothing really more to add. You covered everything there beautifully. One thing I do like about this is we get different shots of the Hayward house than we've had before. The two of them are lying on sofas, and we get this shot from above looking down on the two of them. So just the way that we're in familiar places from the show, but shot in a completely different way is really nice. So the familiar getting kind of reframed is a really nice way to think about that, but it's beautiful. All right, it is time to head over to the Palmers. Laura's alone with a cigarette and a drink, but after seeing pages missing from her diary, she needs to pay a visit to Harold Smith.
I got so excited.
I bet you did.
When that diary came out, like I could still remember being it like, oh, shit, it's the fucking diary. It's the diary. It's like, shut up down there. Quiet. Yeah. The sound of the ripping pages. It's like the audio choice of making the sound of the ripping pages as she discovers them.
Yep.
Knowing what's happened, that this is the one safe place that she has and it's gone, rushing over to Harold. Now, in my world, and the way that this is still the first day, she's going to be going to Meals on Wheels this same day. So she's rushing over. She's going to go to Harold's, which is a different location than what we saw on the show set-wise, for whatever that's worth, because they're shooting on location. They're not shooting at a soundstage. So it's not exactly the way we remember the interior of Harold's house. Doesn't matter. Harold's got wine ready. Now, she rushes over so you could say, okay, he wasn't expecting her. Fine. But I think he was expecting her because she would have went to the Double R to do the Meals on Wheels and probably been there anyway. So I get it. He's supposed to be He's supposed to be a pure innocent force. So we'll just let it not be a guy drinking wine while a 17-year-old girl's coming over.
Yeah.
Just to watch the pain and suffering that Laura is in. And when Harold's telling her Bob isn't real.
Who would do that?
Bob.
But Bob is not real.
There are pages torn out. That is real, Harold.
Well, maybe.
It adds like this extra sadness to the whole thing. Like a lot of victims, like people don't believe them. They think they're making it up or misinterpreting a scene. And granted, we know Bob isn't real or is real or whatever, that it's her dad doing these terrible things. But just in that context of this horrible thing happening to her, and she's turning to someone and they're saying he's not real, like just undermining all of her pain. And she just really has no one. Pour one out for Laura's bangs as well. The film holds nothing back. Like her just going out and saying straight up, like, Bob's been molesting me since I was 12.
Right.
Like, it's a very heavy movie about abuse. And if you want to look at ways that why it wasn't successful is, people don't want to be shown this in their face. Like, they don't want to see, they want something funny and quirky and mysterious or whatever. And this is like real heavy drama and the human condition sort of laid bare. But man, and when it's revealed for us, we already know that it's the dad. But this is where I was talking about if I saw this movie with no context.
Yeah.
And I didn't know who Bob, like, I'm thinking it's this guy Bob, like you don't really know what's going on. And then to see that it's her father, it's just devastating. Other big bits of information, right? Bob wants to either be her or he'll kill her. We get a bit of Laura getting the darkness overcoming her. You get that black lipstick, which reminds me of Earl. We talked about that in episode 28. Darkness overtaking her. And, this is why he has a diary. So we knew the diary had to go from Laura to Harold. And now we get to see it. And it's like, he doesn't know about you. And it's like, poor Harold. He can't leave. He can't leave. And when the scene comes to an end and you see Laura and she's just so vulnerable and you watch her turn to sex, like as a way of comfort and safety, to me, it's just so well done and feels so real. And when she realizes that now if she gets anyone who gets close to her is going to get hurt, so she's got to sort of like push him away. And it's the last time they'll see each other. Like a lot of these moments too that we have are like the last time she'll see that character ever.
Yeah.
And that's a lot to take in. And poor Harold, he's stuck inside forever. And do we want to talk about her under the fan now or after?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I kept it in the same place. That's fine.
Okay. Then this ends to me with Laura's memory of Bob talking to her. Like, it's the fan, it's spinning, it's drawing her in. I'm going to talk a lot about the fan later. But, I want to taste through your mouth. So it's sort of visualizing some of the stuff that she says about Bob wanting to be her. But, as this is going, we see the red curtains, like he's drawing her into the red room. And we go from Laura to those curtains to Cooper, which is how they communicate in episode 2. It's like through Cooper's dream of the red room. So that part is just wild. I love that.
Yeah, I like
transition.
That. Connecting the two together is really cool. I really don't have much else to add here except for how horrifying it is when Laura is overtaken by the darkness. Yeah. The pale makeup and the lipstick and the fire, the way she says, "Fire, walk with me." And the part that's the scariest is the moment after that when she comes back to herself and she's as terrified by it as Harold is.
Yeah.
It's so painful and so traumatic to see her like this. It's just absolutely scary. And then she mutters, the trees. We read this in the secret diary and the importance of the trees and their significance, but it's never fully explained. But I like that she kind of makes the reference to that here.
To tie it to the diary further, like, adults do bad things to kids in the woods.
Yeah.
And my dad loved camping. And we used to go in the woods. Like there's plenty of that stuff connected. That's cool. I never realized that I know that she says the thing about you made me write it, but I missed her say that bit. But yeah, watching her lose control and the horror that she's not driving and the realization, and we get a bit of that later with Leland, is just awesome.
Yeah. Yep. I don't have anything else to add to that. So we can head back out to the field office. Cooper tells Albert about his intuitions that Teresa Banks' killer will strike again.
Next victim will be a woman. Next victim will be blonde. She is in high school. She's sexually active. She's using drugs. She's crying out for help.
Well, damn, Cooper, that really narrows it down. You're talking about half the high school girls in America.
That gets a laugh. It got a laugh when it was in the movie theater. And it's such like a sad statement, like what it says about our culture, that laugh. And it hits. It's a funny line when he says, You're talking about half. We're talking about people, young girls in trouble, crying out for help.
It's dark.
And that's what the film is talking about too. And it really is a cutting line when you think about why you're laughing. The cut from preparing an abundance of food to the Meals on Wheels is great. But that's all I have for this scene.
Thank goodness we get Cooper and Albert together again in the movie. We get this relationship kind of building even stronger between them. It feels like a thing that they've maybe done before, because when Cooper starts talking about this, Albert's like, all right, let's put this down for the record, or whatever he says. Like, so it feels like a thing that they do. I really like that. And Albert both not really entirely believing Cooper, but also like not discounting him. So what's their history? What's the track record of these things actually being real is kind of left to the imagination. I just really like the two of them together. So glad to have a scene that feels very much like them. If that makes any sense, it's just kind of, I don't know, in the best way playing the hits about the way that their relationship works.
Like as we watch Albert's progression from curmudgeon to like hugging Harry Truman or whatever, then it like, okay, that's why he's bringing him in. They do have this friendship / working relationship.
Understanding at the least, yeah.
Yeah. It's great. Great scene. I
It's
love
great.
Albert.
Everyone loves Albert. He's the best. But meanwhile, in Twin Peaks, Laura and Shelley prepare the Meals on Wheels, and Laura gets a gift.
I had a weird feeling taking notes for this show. And like I did it before. Like we recorded this episode before. Like it already happened. I mean, I don't know if it's just the nature of the episode. Certain things that I was writing and I was like, God damn it, did I talk about this at length already?
Right.
I mean, I think about this movie a lot, but not in the way that I talk about it with you. I don't talk about it with anyone else like this. But it's weird. I just have a note to myself. I remember recording this episode before it happened.
That's great. All right.
So at least we're in the double R, right? So we get to see Shelley. We get to see Norma. Even Heidi is there with a bloody nose. So it's a little bit of the old town that we remember. This is still that same day, people. So I'm going to say it's around 4:30 p.m. Friday. So it's still Friday. She's doing this after school. That makes sense. She goes home from school, hangs out with Donna, checks her diary, goes to Harold. Now she's going to the Meals on Wheels program. What a gift to see Laura working in the Meals on Wheels program, too. Also something that I was incredibly happy about to see play out. Shelley not wanting to help Laura because she is sleeping with her boyfriend is such a great piece of little like subtext to have in that the way how she performs it, the way she delivers her lines, her reactions. It's great. Now you got to bring in Mrs. Tremont and her grandson. I've been waiting for this. I forgot to write down the actor's name. It's not David Lynch's son playing the grandson in this. So we see Mrs. Tremont and her grandson wearing now that jumping man mask. And we see them she initially sees them through electric static blue. And we hear the song, The Black Dog Runs at Night.
The black dog runs at night.
Which, one of the show names we discussed at one point was The Black Dog Pods at Night. And I think we all are better for sticking with Meanwhile.
I'm so glad we didn't do that. For sure.
She gives her the painting.
This would look nice on your wall.
A photograph.
I thought it was a painting. Maybe it's a photograph, but if you look at the detail, it almost looks like a painting.
I think it's a photograph.
So now I feel stupid but if you look at it up close, to me it looks like brushwork on the light switch and things like that. But anyway, the image is fantastic.
Yeah.
He says it would look nice on your wall. I've had it hanging in my office for quite some time, which I literally printed. You can do it yourself. It's fun. Her grandson says,
The man behind the mask is looking for the book with the pages torn out. He's going toward the hiding place. He is under the fan now.
Under the fan. Right? That is where Bob just spoke to her in that memory a couple of scenes back. The fan is incredibly important, and it's tied directly to the house. It's tied directly to her abuse, which I'm looking forward to talking about. And her subconscious is connecting her attacker with her father. Like it's happening right here. Why does he wear a mask? Because we don't want to see him. I always thought you knew it was me. Like she does not want to see him for what he is. Who else is wearing the mask in the scene?
We got the grandson.
Who I've been saying is Leland. One and the same. So this is Leland at the point that he was converted to Bob as a little boy. Frances Bay is so great. I could watch her.
She's wonderful.
What do you got for this, Dan?
You covered all of it. There's really nothing else to say. I mean, that image of the open doorway is striking. And it just gets even more terrifying later. I've been podcasting with Eric for however many years now, although you just moved your office around maybe last year. I have never noticed that that's what that photo is because there's a reflection in it. So I couldn't see that was it. So this whole time, I didn't even know that I was inadvertently kind of looking at that image this whole time. Absolutely great. I just love this. I love that moment of, Shelley being like, I'm too busy, Norma. And Norma's like, you're not that busy. Go do it. Because I kind of feel like Norma knows what's going on. She knows more than she lets on, which is great. I also like the small detail of like after she takes the framed image from the Tremonts, she turns back to Shelley and then looks back, and the Tremonts are now, or Chalfonts at this point, are like 20 feet away. Like they just like, how do they move that quickly? They just appear. I love the kind of just dream logic again of some of this stuff.
And the fact really that we see like that the flat flickering, like they're coming through the electricity of the power lines.
It's fantastic. Really, really good. And the way that she beckons her over is great. But yeah, it's really terrifying and awesome. But now it's time for Laura to head back home with the framed photo, and she finds that she's not alone in the house. She's got to go find out who's looking for the diary in her room.
Yeah. Oh man. So to start off like that, the exterior shot of the house with just this like weird, there's this weird, strange sounds playing. And then we see the fan and we're directly underneath it, which is exactly what the Grandstead said. He's under the fan now, and now Laura is under the fan. He's under the fan. Laura's under the fan. Is Laura going to become him? She's looking around and it seems empty, and she's just in total fear, like the way that the camera's moving around the Palmer home. It's also very cool to see the Palmer home in this fashion and see where all the rooms and stuff are. It's just really neat to see the house in this way. She goes up the stairs into her room under the fan, peering into her bedroom, and there's Bob. And it's like so horrifying and intense. It's such a scary scene, and the choice in the edit of her scream and then hear the sound effect before we actually see Bob. Like you hear it before you see it. It's like this delayed effect that is wonderful. Watching her run outside, hiding under the bush, and coming to terms, with the horror that has abused her for so many years, like her father, seeing him come out of the house, and it breaks you into like a million pieces. Her like having her say like, "No, not him. It's not him." It's like, holy shit. It's heavy. It's real heavy.
The scene is terrifying in both those dimensions. Like I said, to me, her seeing Bob looking for the diary in her room is as scary as any other time we've seen him at the foot of the bed that first time, climbing over the sofa. It is, I don't know how he's able to do it, but it is just absolutely terrifying. Again, like you said, you hear she's screaming, and then you see Bob, cuts back to her, and then Bob's closer when it cuts back to him again. So it's again like this jumping through space, like how it's just, how does he do that? It's just terrifying. And then we're outside again in the bright suburban sunlight, and she comes running out screaming. So this, like we said a number of times, just the horror hidden in plain sight. Maddie getting killed in the living room with the town around her, and no one knows, no one's there to save her. This again, ultimate terror in the house, and she's kind of powerless there. And the way that she's just trying to not believe the thing she just saw is really powerful. From there, she goes to the Haywards. She's completely distraught, understandably so, and she asks Donna if she's her best friend.
Yeah, I mean, you think about the scene from episode 15, Dispute Between Brothers, like where Sarah Palmer's at Leland's funeral, and they're talking to Audrey and Eileen about how the girls made a pact to be best friends.
Donna came over to see Laura. Do you know what they did? It was late. We'd made popcorn. And they made this very serious promise to each other to be best friends forever.
And then you think about this scene and her crying, "You're my best friend," and you realize like why she would be making pledges like that, and all of the things in her life that are going on and how in trouble she is. And I really like this Donna. And one of the reasons why, and I was waiting to talk about it now, is like she also reminds me of Dorothy. Like if you were to somehow reboot The Wizard of Oz, she has this Dorothy quality to her that if you look at her going into the like the Roadhouse and then going to Canada and like going into Oz, as it were, I don't know. There's something about her. It's great. But I see Dorothy there.
Yeah, I got nothing else to add to that, but we got to head back to the Palmers again. Laura comes home to find her father sitting at the dinner table, and he makes her sit down to have dinner with him.
The editing, once again, is brilliant. So you come off like this tender, caring musical score as the door closes on the bright world of the Haywards. And we cut into the dim, haunting sounds of the Palmers. And the camera just moving over, revealing Leland sitting there waiting. Like, this was many times coming from home and finding my stepfather sitting somewhere like an absolute fucking psychopath, and you don't know what direction it's going to go.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know if you're going to have a normal conversation. You don't know if he's going to freak out. Like, you don't know what's going on. And the way he just starts asking questions as if they didn't just see each other, as if he didn't just see her in her room, and the way he's like, Cheryl Lee is so good. her voice like jumps to a higher register and she becomes like this little girl in front of this abusive figure where she's answering him. And man, Ray Wise, I've been talking about Cheryl Lee, but I got to give props to Grace and Ray Wise.
Yeah.
But Ray Wise here with Are You Hungry?
Are you hungry?
Not really.
But it's the way he delivers that line with this like false kindness, but you can feel the horror show underneath.
Menace, just a menace underneath. Yeah.
And he pops up and then he starts inspecting of course, the fingernail under her left hand. Laura doesn't know what this means, but we know what this means. We know what ends up there. We know how Laura ends up and we know what's going to go there. It's just fucking terrifying. And Grace Zabriskie as Sarah is brilliant as someone like who knows something is wrong but refuses to acknowledge it or deal with it.
Leland, leave her alone. Don't do that. She doesn't like that.
How do you know what she likes?
Stop it!
Like she knows, but she won't accept it. This is like an absolute fucking nightmare house that is going on here. They don't call them lovers in school as she's just like trying not to upset Leland, but also stop this thing from happening right in front of her. Like, how do you know what she likes? Jesus Christ. Like when you live with like a presence like that in the house, you can feel it in the air, the way they destroy everything around them. Like it's a palpable feeling. And he nails it. Like not a one of us is going to start eating. Like he's like, literally, time is stopping until I get what I want. And you are all going to suffer for it. It's just too real. And Sarah, like the mother, does nothing to help her. She does nothing to stop this. There are no angels for Laura. Like, and you think about her diary, writing in the diary, the secret diary that we read, Laura wrote,
I am either dreaming him to life and slowly killing myself, or he has told my parents of his visits and has offered in return for their own safety that these visits will continue without possibility of interruption. They would simply go unnoticed. Junk mail. Somewhere in the house, I imagine that they would have to hear me as I am let out. Is it possible they do not care?
How does this happen with Bob when my parents' door is like right down the hallway? Here it is. It's like, here it is happening. There's no one helping her. It's just heartbreaking.
Yeah, this scene is powerful, it's terrifying, and it's also set in the mundane of like sitting down for dinner. But the way that, again, you're right, Ray Wise is absolutely terrifying, menacing, without doing much at all. He's very still through so much of this. And it's that, like, I don't know, like a tiger about to pounce sort of thing. Like he's all wound up, and you don't know what direction it's going to head in when he's inspecting her hands. And, she didn't wash her hands, she's dirty. Sarah just being completely scared, screaming at him to stop, but also absolutely ineffectual, unable to do anything, unwilling to, unable to. I don't know, don't know enough about Sarah to know for what's going on, but like it's just what a nightmare. And then Laura, through all of this is just stunned, and she has this open mouth terror of him, and you could just see the way her chin quivers and the tears in her eyes, and it's really powerful, and it's done in such a still way that just makes it even more impactful for me. It's great. Terrifying, awful, but great. However, later that night, Leland kisses her goodnight, and she hangs her new photo on the wall and has a dream of another place.
God damn it. This is also such a brilliant sequence. We see the time, we start off 10:35 p.m. This is still day one. We are ending poor Laura's day one. She's writing in her diary, but she's not really. So you got the diary open. She's staring into space. We cut to Sarah. She's also just looking at herself kind of, but just also kind of not focusing on anything. You get that. You just see like a husk of a person, whatever's left that hasn't been burned away in her own world. Knowing the horrors of the house and her inability to help, and those cigarettes, the pile of cigarettes in the ashtray, and there's all this stuff about mirrors, right? And reflections. And we see Leland in the mirror, like a reflection of himself. And we watch his face as it goes from Bob to Leland, and you can see like the weight of his actions just in his face. And it's brilliant performance until he bursts into tears and it all sort of comes out. And then, of course, There's Sarah comforting him despite the
Yes.
fact that all this stuff is going on. And now he makes a point to go to Laura and tell her he loves her, which is like the good Leland, driving for a while. He grabs her right hand as opposed to Bob grabbing her left hand.
Interesting.
Is it just a thing that happened or was it intentional? I don't know. But he does, when he grabs her hand to say, I love you, he takes the right hand, not the left hand. And the thing is, like, there are good things about bad people, and sometimes terrible, horrible people can be kind and good, and it gets confusing because you have memories and complicated feelings about these people that are terrible to you. And like trying to balance that and trying to hold those two thoughts together at the same time. And you watch that weighing on Laura, because she does love her father, and there are things about her father that she likes, and they probably have good times together. And there's like one deleted scene where it's more of a good time, but anyway, like Laura crying like after he leaves, like dealing with that is just so hard to watch her wrestle with the part of him that's abusing her and the part of him that maybe loves her in his own way, whatever that is. God damn it, her crying, looking up at that angel and saying, is it true, is just fucking devastating, because she's just caught him in the house and she still doesn't want to believe it. And she's reaching out to that angel that, we know is going to go away. Oh, God damn it.
Yeah, all of that is, it's just devastating. I want to reiterate how impressed I am with Ray Wise being able to go from Bob to Leland kind of subconsciously recognizing what he did or having some feelings about that and breaking down and crying. It's just, it's so good. And then Laura seeing him and being obviously terrified, but then recognizing that it's her dad really again or whatever. It's so complicated, so difficult. And they just are, I don't know if they're really subtle performances, but they do a lot more with so little. It's terrific, the two of them.
So much nonverbal, just fucking genius acting.
From here, we get the dream. So let's dive into that. We get Mrs. Tremont beckoning Laura into the red room. Tell me about the sequence.
Okay, so coming off that scene immediately after she's sort of reaching out to the angel, she remembers the picture, right? So it's right after that thing with her dad. She's hanging on the wall. She enters the painting. She's the how do you even talk about this? It's just so wonderful. This whole thing is just so wonderful. Like moving slowly into the doorway and just catching the glimpse of the red curtains that leads somewhere else, but we're still moving forward. We're moving forward into this painting even more, repeating itself in through another door that looks like the door we came in. Mrs. Tremont there just like beckoning her in farther, rooms within rooms. The walls are adorned with paper that are red roses, not blue roses on the wall. Her grandson snaps and we hear fire, and then we're brought into the red room. And I mentioned this room in episode 29. We saw let's listen to the edit. Think of the name pedestal. That's
right.
Like, it's right. A pedestal. It's like, like a table that you would put some. So like you see this pedestal, but now we're going to have this ring on it. And we watch Cooper enter, and it's just the man from another place asking like, do you know who I am? And his answer of, I am the arm. Like, we know Mike cut off his arm.
Yep.
He is the arm of Mike. He does the same sound the giant did, that Alleluia, the sound that we've been hearing in the electric poles and everything. And so this is why I say like he's both good and bad, because the man from another place is a part of the good Mike, and he's also a part of the bad Mike. He is the part of Mike that he cut off because when he saw the face of God. So maybe he's a little bit more bad than he is good, but he's its own entity, but also part of Mike. And Mike's a heart, we'll get to the end when we talk about Mike again. It's just crazy. So Cooper tells her,
don't take the ring, Laura. Don't take the ring.
In my opinion, like if you take the ring, you have to die, right? You will be sent to the Black Lodge. That is the cost of putting on the ring. You are going to be sacrificed. You're going to be killed, and you're going to end up in the red room. But he's preventing her from doing it. She's going to put it on at the end. We'll deal with that later. Now, Laura wakes from this dream, but like Jeffrey says, we live inside a dream, and she's still in the dream. Like, the entities from the Red Room live inside a dream, and here we have Laura waking, but as we'll see, she's still in a dream inside a dream inside a dream, just like the connected rooms, just like the Formica tabletop, all these layerings. I love the sequence of the camera panning over to Laura's door, where there's a red rose, and then back to the bed, and all of a sudden, Annie's dead in the bed.
Yeah.
Blood coming out of her face.
As we saw her last in the 29. Yep.
Yeah.
My name is Annie. I've been with Dale and Laura. The good Dale is in the lodge, and he can't leave. Write it in your diary.
Now, Laura sends a message through her mom to tell Major Briggs.
I'm in the Black Lodge with again Hooper.
So I like to think of it as like Annie sending the message to Laura and then Laura sending the message to Major Briggs. Now, one of our listeners had said they thought it was Annie both times. So it's actually Annie talking through Sarah to Major Briggs. But I see it as like almost like a game of telephone with Annie reaching out to Laura and then Laura reaching through her mom to Major Briggs. But anyway, it's fucking great. And what's even better is like when Laura looks back to the door and back again, she's gone. And that's when she's
That's
shocked.
when she screams. I love that. Yeah.
Not at the body of Annie, but when the body is gone. And the sound work is just sublime. Like the mix of Black Dog Runs at Night and then silence. And then, I don't know if you picked up on it, the sound of Laura's mom looking for her slowed down. As we hear in episode 2, Laura, just very faint. You hear that a couple of times in the film, and you hear that now. And she goes, and as Laura peeks out the door at the empty stairs, she hears the sound of the creaking door she's opening, but it's coming from inside the room. It's coming from the painting. Shadows are phenomenal in this whole goddamn thing. The goddamn thing. Her looking back, seeing herself in the painting, looking out the doorway in the same manner, and then what follows is such a brilliant piece of cinema, like cutting to Laura in the painting, in the doorway, behind which we see the red curtains of the lodge, where we know she'll enter. And then she's looking outside the painting into her own room, watching herself sleep in the bed, is just wild. At least that's how I look at it, is her literally hanging on the wall in the painting, watching herself sleep. And when she wakes up into the bright light of day, her hand clenched, but it's now empty. The ring is gone. Laura's freaked out. Get rid of that painting, girl. This is the morning of her second day. Saturday, February 18th, day 2. That is too much to do in a day. I feel like I'm busy most of the time. She is going in paintings. She's working Meals on Wheels. She's hooking up with James in the auto shop / custodial closet. Damn it, man. And dealing with her dad. I don't know, Dan, I went on too long. What tell me about rings. Tell me about going in and out of dreams. Tell me about paintings.
I mean, you hit all the main points here. It's just great. The one thing that you didn't mention is when she's in bed she wakes up into the second dream, still in the dream. And she looks at the door. Her left arm is numb, and she lifts it up to move it. So her left arm is dead as well, which is very cool. I felt the same way, rolling over and see Annie there bleeding, and a dead woman's talking to her. That's fine. When she looks back and she's gone, that's when she freaks out. Love that. So good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything more to add to it other than I would just amplify everything you said. It's great.
That same reaction too of dead Annie, we're fine. No Annie, we're freaked out. Ring in my hand, we're fine. No ring in my hand, we're freaked out. Like, it's great.
And then she wakes up in the morning and takes the painting down, puts the frame against the wall. It's like, enough of that. I'm done. Yeah, it's great. This is another one of those, like...
a case, too, of rings going in and out of dreams. Like, we're used to Cooper's ring going in and out of dreams, and here's the new ring.
We got the green ring. All right, well, we're going to go from dreams to nightmares. At the Johnsons, Leo and Shelley are cleaning, and Bobby calls about his football.
All right, Leo makes me laugh. I know it's domestic violence. I'm not laughing at the domestic violence part, but his obsession with cleaning.
The first thing you're going to learn is to have a good attitude. That's the key. Anybody will tell you that.
This is where we live, Shelley. I don't know. Well, actually, I don't know where you'll land on Leo's cleaning tips or what have you. I gotta talk about the fucking money.
The football's empty. I'm looking for Santa Claus.
No way. You already owe me money. $5,000 to be exact.
I knew you would.
I can't not talk about the money. Like Leo says Bobby owes him $5,000. How come in episode 1 do they owe him $20,000?
I went to see Leo because I had this money burning a $10,000 hole in my pocket.
What about the other half?
It's in Laura's safe deposit box.
So you didn't get it back from her?
She was supposed to hand it over today. Then she went and checked out on us.
So how are we supposed to get 10 grand for Leo?
And why in episode 2 does it barely cover what they paid for?
Weren't you supposed to leave something in there for me?
This barely covers what we paid for. Where's the rest?
Where's the rest of the money?
But Bobby's then gonna call Jacques, and Jacques is gonna set him up, and we're gonna set him up with a drug deal in the woods. We'll deal with that later. Jacques wants $10,000 for this, so maybe this is what I can accept, and I have to just sort of pretend this barely covers what I paid for happened. Like, let's say Leo gives him $5,000 worth of drugs, right? And he needs to sell it. He needs to get $5,000 back. So he takes the $5,000, he sells it for $10,000. Now he's got $10,000. He's doubled his money. He's good at selling drugs. And rather than pay Leo back the $5,000, he reinvests the $10,000 into Jacques' deal because he's going to do that.
Yeah,
that's fine. I can understand that. I just don't know how it gets to $20,000, and I certainly don't know how it barely covers what we paid for if he already owes him money. But it doesn't matter. Dan, talk to me about this sequence of Shelley and Leo, and if you find him funny or if you just think this is just abuse, which it is certainly abuse. The hitting part I'm not laughing at. I just want to be clear on that. Yeah.
I just want to plug for everybody the Patreon where Eric's going to do a full accounting of the drug deals and just break it down. He's got a green visor. He's going to be sitting there crunching the numbers with the adding machine. So pony up and you get to see that. No, the only thing I really do like in this, Jacques, you only call me when you're desperate. Like the way that he toys with Bobby too.
Yeah, maybe, Bobby, baby. Maybe.
Which he said before in one of the episodes too. I just love the way that he kind of fucks with Bobby in that way. It's great. But then again, like he's gonna. I got this other guy I can hook you up with. His stuff is really good. In 2 days, meet near the sound of sawing wood. Like, why are you being cryptic, Jacques? And then Bobby's reaction of like, wow, this seems really big. It's like, what, you just said that you're gonna. I don't know. It's just,
well, if he's dealing in $5,000 drops,
yeah,
10,000 is a big step.
No,
for
it is a big deal.
Boy, so yeah.
No. But it's more about like just after say meet in the woods and night after next by the sound of. Anyway, it's fine. It's just a silly thing. But no, Leo. Complicated feelings about him. Yeah, I don't know.
You're not supposed to like him. You're not supposed to like him.
No. Oh, really? I found him to be a pretty good role model. So
you got to have a real good attitude. That's the key. Anybody will tell you that.
It's nighttime at the Palmers. Laura's getting ready to go out, and Donna drops by.
All right. So if that was Saturday morning, it's now Saturday night. This is the night Laura's going to party, and she's going nowhere fast. That's unfortunately the case. I've never heard of parents referred to as cookies before, but it was neat. And I like their exchange, like, Ginger, Fred and Ginger, dancing. Like, one of the greatest lines ever written down on a piece of dialogue ever has to be,
If I had a nickel for every cigarette your mom smoked, I'd be dead.
That is just call me a cab. We're done here.
That line and the one you mentioned of like the cookies and everything, it reminds me for some reason of like dialogue from Heathers or something. It just, that's kind of sardonic, knowing sort of, I don't know. I love that line a lot. I think it's great.
Again, Donna, like following her like a puppy dog. So much season 1 Donna, idolizing Laura, wanting to be like Laura. I don't know. That's all I got to say about this. Great scene. So she's going to tail her to the roadhouse.
Yep, we head on over to the roadhouse. Laura's met by the log lady. Jacques sets up 2 truckers with Laura. Donna becomes part of the deal.
Yeah, so again, meeting up the log lady, so we're reminded of that scene from the diary with the log lady and Laura. When this kind of fire starts, it's very hard to put out. We already know she's falling through space. No one's helping her. She's going faster and faster until she bursts into fire. And once that happens, it's going to be too late. Now, no one is really helping Laura or slowing her down. I mean, some people are trying. Donna's certainly trying, but at least there's like one person in this film, in this version of the film anyway, that shows any concern, and it's Margaret. So it's nice to see someone stopping time for a minute to say, like, you got to stop. Like, you can't Once this starts, you can't stop it.
And it's such a nice moment too. Like it made me think of the same thing, that scene at the what was like an abandoned gas station or whatever it was when she was riding the horse.
It's like River Road, right? Or 1400s River Road or something.
But just that moment, and Laura felt it seemed that Laura really felt like taking a breath and being comforted by Margaret in that moment. Which was lovely, and then Margaret leaves, and Laura turns, and she looks at herself in this darkened window, this dark reflection of herself, and it's like that moment is gone. Like, it just didn't you just want it to take. You just want it to be like, "Okay, this is the fork in the road," and she's gonna like, no, but it just doesn't happen. It just gets worse.
And that reflection, like, is a recurring element with Bob, and as we see, and that transitions from her face in the reflection to red curtains of the stage with Julie Cruz bathed in blue light. Also, one other note about fire, when a fire like this starts, it's hard to put out. Her husband died in fire. So we also know she is connected to this place as well. So she has some history with it. Such a great song, by the way. Questions in a World of Blue. One of my favorites, easily. When all the world seems to sing, why did you go? Was it me? Was it you? Questions in a World of Blue. And goddamn, like, following what the log lady said, Laura's listening to these lyrics. Laura just breaks, and she finally cracks and she starts to cry. And she's just sort of for a minute being vulnerable. And it's not until like Donna comes in.
Yes.
And then she's broken even further. Like, she's just like, no, like, why? No, I can't take it. And you watch her, and this is fucking some amazing acting, is you watching her harden up, and you watch the armor fucking go up, and she lights that cigarette and the vulnerability fades. It's just spectacular performance. And as bad as Jacques is, and he's not good, he does ask permission in a way before introducing Buck and Tommy to the whatever prostitution agreement that he's got going on with Laura for drugs. And of course, Buck comes over, pays her for her time. So you want to fuck the homecoming queen? She's going for it. This thing is coming out. I like her line, "This is not going to get you to Walla Walla," in response that we're going around the world. Like, these fucking dudes, these are just low-level, basic bitches.
The worst.
She is just sort of slumming it just to do it and humoring them, and it's great. I love her fucking with the dudes. You're gonna do it to me, and it's just watching. Donna's so great in this too.
Watching Donna come over and take that shot and just be like, "Yeah, I'm down."
Yeah, first crying, watching what Laura's doing, and Donna starts crying, and then she comes over trying to be a good friend. Is like, "Let's go." Like, she thinks, I'm going to get her, I'm going to help her, I'm going to get her out of this situation, because why would she want to be in this situation? And then that just pushes Laura to go harder. And you have this great scene between these two actresses, between two friends, both trying to protect each other in their own weird way, but each slipping further into the darkness. Like, Laura trying to protect Donna, Donna trying to be like Laura. And Laura's like starts playing chicken with her. Like, okay, do you want to see what this is really like? Like, she's going to take Donna for chicken, and Donna fucking goes for it.
Yeah.
Okay, Donna, let's go, and fucking let's go to Canada.
It's just so hard. Yeah. I mean, I guess Donna going along with it to be a person to protect her, but then she's just slipping further down the same path. It's just awful. But I felt the same way. I had a very similar note, just seeing Laura being completely vulnerable and sobbing, and that moment when the armor goes up, where she says she just toughens up, and that moment is just amazing just to see that. And she just switches the switch, and she's this other persona and takes over. Oh man. Well, Buck's around the world trip makes it as far as Canada.
Yeah. We are at one of the best clubs around. You can get tickets. They got it all.
They got it all, man.
I have just one of my notes is Mary Sweeney is a fucking superstar. I just have that there. Welcome to Canada, which is a nice little line drop to make sure you don't think you're in the back room of the Roadhouse or something.
Right.
Don't expect a turkey dog here, people.
Nope.
This scene blew my mind. This was just fantastic to see. Fantastic to see in a theater where it's incredibly loud. The use of subtitles as everyone's talking. There is no tomorrow. The song is called The Pink Room. It's absolutely dynamite. You already know that because you're subscribing to our Patreon and you're listening to the Pink Room show. And then it cuts to Blue Frank, so you get two great songs here. When they shot this, too, they played it full blast. So the actors were shouting to each other. So it really sort of put them in the place. I don't know. I mean, God, Laura saying I am the muffin gets more context in the missing pieces. But here, sort of out of context, it's also interesting. It has like a sexual connotation as well to the whole thing. I love I am the great went. Like, I feel like Jacques is on fire here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's already gone. He's went. That's it. That's his angle. There are just how do I say this? And this is probably me reading too much into it, is like there's girls together hooking up in the background, I think, in some parts too. And I've always saw that like Laura's bisexuality or feelings about Ronette in the diary feeding into her a lot of these issues that she's having, especially she talks about her parents finding and she has nightmares of all these things. And I don't know if there's anything to, places here with women dancing with women where she can sort of be herself, like, or be, I'm going to take that. I'll say no to that because the more I think, I don't know if it's quite there. But I just wonder, it's more in the diary that I feel that than here.
I think that's true, but you can definitely see it on screen between her and Ronette. I think it's like a mutual attraction between the two of them.
Yeah, like when they have their heads to each other.
When they have the heads together, when they're in the booth and it says, here we go again, and all that. Like it really feels like there is that connection between the two of them.
And there's a lot of people that see that with her and Donna in this film. A lot of people, I don't. We'll talk about that a little bit later. I see it more of love, a friendship love. But there are a lot of people that cite that as a romance that's hidden under the surface.
I've never really seen that either. I think she needs a friend, and that's who Donna is, the person that she can actually confide in. Yeah.
The one thing I really want to talk about is like Laura shedding her jacket.
Sorry, before we go on to that, the whole thing with the Chug-a-lug Donna and they drug her, how involved is Laura in that? It's one thing to try to like scare Donna into this by saying, you want to go this far? How about going this far until she will back off? And it's another thing to be like, well, fuck it. You're going to get drugged and I know the consequence of that. It's really, really dark. Even for Laura, it's real tough to see that.
She is a complicated person. Clearly in this scene, when she sees how far it goes, she freaks out. It is like the worst thing that could happen to her. He also drugs her behind the back. So it's not necessarily explicit that she's in on it, but it feels like she's used to these guys are not good guys. It's probably something that they would be doing. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
I feel like
100% one way or the other, but she's certainly not always good because she's a complicated person she's also half, like Bob is infusing himself
That's
or the
true.
dark energy in her. And so these things are happening. But yeah, so Laura sheds her jacket like her skin, and then Donna's going to take that up later. I think it's more interesting when she does take that up later. It all works again with what we get season 1, Donna's transformation into Laura. You watch like how shocked Donna is by how far Laura goes. But, you know, we remember like the scene in the diary when Laura's dancing with the 3 boys. This is the point when Donna all of a sudden is high. This is where I feel like it's Wizard of Oz. We are now in Oz. She's high, she's drugged, she's not in Kansas anymore, she's in Canada. She's just sort of like wandering around this club. This is when Ronette arrives and the 2 women put their heads together. I talked about this, but yes, this is where like, this is the woman in the diary at least that she had feelings for.
Yes.
They make a nice reference out there to getting thrown out of One-Eyed Jacks for fans. The Party Twins, my high school sandwich.
Ugh.
Let's put some meat into it. I mean, come on. Teresa was known to Laura too, so that's a big clue here, at least, that we didn't really have a definitive connection between Teresa Banks and Laura, and she's been dead a year now. So all these people are connected. We also learned that she was blackmailing someone. She was going to get rich. It was Leland. She even asked about your fathers. And this is where the cabin invite comes from. So Thursday, we know what's going to happen on Thursday. Poor Laura. Buck starts going to town on Laura and Ronette. And then that's when they see, is that Donna Hayward? And Laura just loses it. She just loses seeing Donna like that. And she tries to cover her up, which is just so sad to see. But like, She's doing everything she can, and Jacques all fucked up. He's trying to like hold Laura back, and her yelling, "Don't ever wear my stuff." And when Laura dies, what's the first thing that fucking Donna wants to do is get her stuff, wear her sunglasses. It's so great. And the way it ends on that shot of all the cigarettes on the floor, they had to go bar to bar to collect cigarettes to do that.
Really?
Shot. Yeah. This is the end of day 2.
What a day. A couple things to point out. Right before Ronette arrives, we see all red lights, that very deep red, very moody. A tracking shot pans across a bare blue light bulb in the middle of the scene. And then we see Ronette come in. And then whenever is that Donna Hayward and Laura, comes to, we hear the static, the electrical buzzing in the background, the flashing strobe again. Just we want to make sure we keep track of all the times when we see the electricity and the blue bulbs.
Red is used as like this negative force, the darkness getting pulled in. So that's interesting to connect that, a blue bulb, to the arrival of Ronette, who gets, or Angel, who is spared.
It's pretty cool. There is one other thing, probably making too much of this too. In the dream sequences in the show, there's one where Laura kind of snaps and like her fingers are pointed downwards, does like this thing. When she and Ronette are sitting in the booth and one of the guys is across from her and she tells him to go under the table, she makes the same gesture, kind of pointing him down.
But look at that. Yeah.
So just a weird, I don't know, maybe it's making too much of things, but like I always wondered about that kind of snap, and like we get to see it repeated here.
Hello, friends. Welcome to the midpoint. You knew it was coming, but here it is, because it's important to say thank you to the wonderful people that have joined us in the Red Room. They've curled up with their bowl of Garmonbozia, and they're keeping us going. They're showing their support. I'm talking, of course. Who am I talking? I'm talking about Chuck Suffel. I'm talking about Gregory Flanagan. I'm talking about Dawn Adamo. Talking about Banjo Track. I'm talking about Eric Knopp. I'm talking about Jake Jagello. I'm talking about Matthew Fuller. I'm talking about David Melito. So how did they get the shout out? Well, they're a member of the Black Lodge, which you can find more information about, as well as our other tiers on our Patreon, which I'd encourage you to go to. And now, without further ado, let us return to our discussion of Fire Walk With Me.
It's the next morning. Boy, do they have a hangover. Next morning at the Haywards, Laura and Donna recover from the night before, and Leland arrives to pick Laura up.
Yeah, so this is Sunday, February 19th, day 3, fans. So we get the fog in the trees, the mysterious music, Leland showing up to take her for breakfast. And despite Laura being mad when the two of them are talking before Leland gets there, Don is saying, "I love you."
Mm-hmm.
You watch like all Laura's walls fall down, and she tells her, the truth, that I don't want you to be like me.
I don't want you to be like me. Why do you do it?
God damn it. That's really hits you, or hits me anyway. And this is where I said there's a lot of folks that see like a more intimate relationship between the two of them. I can see a bit of that here in the way that people point to it. For me, it's more of a pure friendship love, not the same kind of thing that I see with Laura and Ronette. And that is because of Jen Lynch's diary, like all the stuff that's in there that's feeding into how I view the relationship mixed in with what we see here. And Leland's triggered by this, right? So he's triggered when he remembers nearly sleeping with Laura and Ronette, which I find very interesting because there's something about the fact that he's been abusing Laura in private.
Yeah.
But he's driven off by the idea of it being exposed to the public. When that idea presents itself, and that sort of motivates him when Teresa's going to out him, or if this is going to happen, he's got to put an end to it, which is, I think, when someone else sees who abusers are for who they really are, only then does it have weight, and only then can they be hurt and that they react. And I feel like that's an interesting little piece of this.
Yeah, I guess I don't disagree with you on that. The way that I had kind of seen that is Leland having those liaisons with Teresa, and he plans to meet up with some of her friends and have a party, whatever. Like that's Leland. That's just Leland. So when he sees that flashback and sees Ronette and Laura sitting on the bed. It's that like getting too close to the hot stove, like almost like touching the thing that is really under the surface of this, the Bob, the abusing him, because I believe that Leland doesn't know all of this stuff until the end, after when he's about to die. He doesn't know that he was doing all of this. So it's just like getting too close to that, like, I don't know, psychic boundary between the two of them. But yeah, it's just really such a great shot to see the two, Laura and Donna, on the sofa together in the same positions as Ronette and Laura later. It's great. We get more of that revealed coming up in just a couple minutes. But from here, Leland drives Laura to meet Mom for breakfast, and the one-armed man has something to say about it.
Yeah,
first.
one-armed man driving like a fucking lunatic in that RV to the sound. Yeah, exactly. To the sound of the man from another place, which is a part of him.
Yeah.
So it all sort of makes sense. Laura smelling the scorched engine oil. That whole sequence with the truck stop, because Lynch has added like that poor guy trying to cross the road. Just this extra element. It could have been a red light. Like it didn't have to be, but there's this other external struggle of some elderly guy trying to cross as he's the RV hauling ass all the way around to come around, yelling, you stole the corn over the store. The look on our face when it was opened, like, what is all that about? I mean, we're going to get into some pain and suffering and how they share this stuff, and damn.
Like the Formica tabletop.
Yes.
Which I don't get, but great. The thread will be torn, Mr. Palmer. The thread, what is the thread will be torn?
Well, the thread between the two worlds will be torn.
Yeah, okay.
Is the loop of some kind, a circular thing that will break the loop, and then all chaos will happen?
Sure. And him screaming, it's him, it's your father.
He knows it's Mr. Palmer. He knows it's Mr. Palmer. Like, yeah, that's the thing. He knows who it is. The guy that comes out and is like, you got to take it easy, mister. Your engine. I love that guy.
Oh, that guy's great.
And Leland saying like, are you all right, honey? And then her saying like, Dad, are you all right?
Yeah.
And this is when we sort of jump to the past that you had mentioned. We're going to see a little bit more of Leland. So we see how Leland would sleep with Teresa at a hotel room, and he said, he sets up that thing where he wants to party with these other kids, and he covers her face is like, who am I? And there's all this stuff about like, I always thought you knew it was me, or I didn't know you, like knowing who these people are and having anonymity, for all of their abuse and having that taken away and all the stuff that ties to. Laura recognizes the one-armed man too. Like, he looked familiar. Do I know him? And I feel like she's becoming a part of Bob even more, and she is connecting to his friends and Ray Wise is phenomenal in this scene.
The two of them, the way they feed off of each other, they're both at this like fever pitch of hysteria, but also not acknowledging that the other one is also hysterical, but also trying to pretend that everything's okay. But it is at this fever pitch that is so high, they're practically vibrating. It's crazy. I love this scene.
And it's cool to edit in the Teresa Banks thing, because this is why he kills Teresa Banks. Seeing Laura there, because now she's connected to Laura, and there's somehow he can get exposed, somehow he can get connected, and he makes that decision right then and there that he's going to kill her. Which is then you think about little Leland fell a victim. Like, is that him telling her or telling Bob that it's time to take this woman out? He will kill to protect his lies. Like, he will kill to protect himself. And that's where he's making the decision, in my opinion, to take Teresa out. Laura asking her dad, are you sure you're okay? Again, she starts channeling this little girl, always comforting the abuser, making sure they're okay, even though she's got to deal with all this shit. And it's at this point that she confronts her dad.
I thought I saw you.
Oh, God, I did stop home on Friday, come to think of it. I had this severe headache, and I was in the neighborhood, so I darted in and out of the house and get some aspirin. Where were you, Laura? I didn't see you.
I was just down the street.
And he also admits it, like, were you at home? And he's like, yeah, I think I was there last Friday. But even though she's it's confirmed, she saw it with her own eyes, now he's confirming it, she's still returns right to her submissive self. Like
Mhm.
she's not ready to confront him yet. That's going to be our climax that's going to come. But Ray Wise has said that this is some of his best work that he's ever done, and I would agree. It's phenomenal.
I mean, it's right up there with his death scene, everything. It's great. The other thing we didn't note is in the flashback when Leland says he chickened out and walks through the parking lot, we have the grandson coming out of the shrubs in the mask, jumping in a circle. He's kind of, and he's holding that, the jumping man we mentioned before. What was he holding? He's holding like this little stick, sort of like, you said he was.
It's like a talisman.
Like a little talisman type thing. So he's holding that. It appears that he is also holding that as well. So he's like, both the grandson and the jumping man at the same time. It's great.
Yep, and that's exactly a connection to him being the jumping man and all, or being the grandson, and like that fella victim line. Like, here's the decision is made.
But then your theory of like Leland is the grandson or the entity or whatever, like just putting the two of them together in the same scene is great because that's never happened before too. It's really pretty cool. All right. Later that night, boy, what a day. Later that night, Laura has a realization about the ring, and Leland recalls his last meeting with Teresa.
The one-armed man was wearing the ring. She's remembering that Teresa wore the ring. She remembers the ring from her dream, and she's visited by Bob via electricity and asks, like, who are you really? She asks. He still can't connect those two things together. And Leland, in this same moment, this is when he actually remembers the murder, and we see the murder that we heard in the beginning. Now we're going to see it, and we're going to end Sunday night.
Oh, it's so brutal, that murder. The sound of it, everything, it's just, because it's not heightened, it's played very real. It's terrifying. The blue static light over Laura's face as she looks up into the corner of the room and says, who are you? Who are you really? Like, that's just incredibly powerful. It's like working through that denial and trying to get to it is great. But just, that realization of the significance of the ring. Finally, the next day at school, Bobby tells Laura about the big score. That night, they head to the woods to meet Jacques' friend.
Yeah, here we are, Monday morning at school, kids. February 20th, day 4. Laura's out of cocaine. How many Mondays have you woken up and you've been out of cocaine? Well, if you have a friend named Bobby, he'll help you out. So Bobby gives her more. He's always trying to impress her. He's always trying to win that love that he can't have. He's always trying to reach the girl behind the glass that he can't quite get to.
Before we go to the night, though, just a thing to point out, she's says that she's almost out because she, in her diary, has the public diary, the one that people know about, has the key pasted in the... So it's the same thing from the show that we've seen, and she finishes the cocaine that was in there. So when Cooper finds it, it has the cocaine residue, but nothing else left in it. So just cool that we get to see that we've seen before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So jump over to the Packard Sawmill, or near the Packard Sawmill. A very drunk Laura and Bobby meet up with Deputy Cliff. Now, remember Deputy Cliff, so we're tying it to Deer Meadow. We already knew about... We got the cocaine thing going on. We've got cocaine with Jacques. We got cocaine with Leo. They're partying with Teresa. So it's quite a web that we have going on here. The deal goes bad. Laura's very trashed, and I'm here for it.
This was the setup. So the deal goes the way that Cliff was expecting it to until he gets shot.
More flashlights under the faces. Love it. Laura is definitely annoying Bobby. I like the two of them, the fighting in the woods and doing whatever, and how she's acting. And he shoots Deputy Cliff. Now we know she tells James Bobby killed a guy.
Yeah.
Which again has to be this, but if you read the diary, he shot somebody. I like when they're trying to bury the body, and Laura's like, I found some dirt. A couple of things. So we'll talk about the burying of the body and you've killed Mike and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So Jacques setting him up to take the $10,000. But is Jacques setting him up to kill him just to get the money? Is it a thing that Leo's in on because of Shelley and he's aware of it in some fashion? Is it just Jacques playing his own game because Bobby works for Leo, but Leo and Jacques work together? So it's interesting that it's a hit. He's going to kill him for the money, but he's Leo's guy. And Leo and Jacques are going to party in a couple of nights.
When Bobby calls Jacques and he says, Boa sets the whole thing up, and then he hangs up the phone, and Jacques you can see him planning something. And I really think it is like to steal the money and just get Bobby out of the way. He's just a pain in the ass. So I kind of feel like that was going on there. But that
So you don't think
setup is
Leo
great.
knew about it and sanctioned
No,
it?
because I think Leo doesn't come to that till later anyway. So Leo's still only because in the beginning of the show, Leo only suspects, but he doesn't know who it is really. I don't think.
He's looking at the cigarettes, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, so that's great. Laura just being so completely hammered throughout all this is great. I found some dirt. I found some more dirt. And then when they're like, you got to help me bury the body, Bobby's the one just like putting random dirt on top of him. And then Laura just takes a stick and puts it on him. It's great. Just one stick.
And then they just leave the body and it's a cop.
I'm a cop, you idiot.
It's a cop. So it's interesting to see where Bobby goes in his life, how this murder never got tied to him. But
yeah. And presumably no one ever found the cop there too. They did a really good job burying him. So it's great. Next morning, right? James gets dumped outside of Laura's house while Leland looks on.
Yeah. Okay. So this is likely the morning or afternoon on Tuesday, February 21st, day 5.
Okay. All right.
You could say this is Wednesday, which means we never see her day 5, which I don't like. So I'm going to say this. We have to have it one for every day. The fact that James says also, "Where were you last night?" following the night scene with Bobby works a lot better, especially with how it mirrors the first day. Like, remember Bobby yelling at Laura?
Hey, where were you for the last hour? I've been looking all over for you.
While she was hooking up with James in the custodial room. And this is that exact scene in reverse. Now it's James looking for Laura, but she was with Bobby.
Where were you last night? I thought we were supposed to get together.
And it's like both of these boys are trying to hold on to her, but she's already gone. And like their Laura disappeared. And she breaks up with James. And this is when he asks, like, are you on drugs? Which matches what he tells Cooper in episode 1.
Something happened a couple of days ago.
What happened?
I don't know. I think something scared her because she wouldn't see me. She wouldn't even talk to me.
Now we're seeing that scene as it happened with James. All the while, like Leland at the door, watching, like that is abuse too. Like that is the other part of control, complete control over your life.
In the same way that Leo says to Shelley, I'm going to stop by the diner sometime today. You better be there. It's the same sort of just like that control.
And the Leo we've watched abusing Shelley as well, like just a couple scenes before while she's not cleaning the floor right.
Yeah. I mean, James saying to her, you're on something again, aren't you? And Laura doesn't deny it and said, when will I get to see you again? It's this thing of like both being concerned for her, but also turning around and being more about himself too. And he's sweet, but he's also just not able to handle everything that's going on here.
Sure. Yeah, everybody wants something from her.
That's 100% it. Yep. Well, same day that night, Leland brings Sarah some milk to help her sleep and insists that she drinks it all. And Bob pays Laura a visit.
This is definitely the evening of Wednesday, February 22nd, day 6.
Okay. So this is the next. That one scene was the entire day. So this is the next.
Yeah.
Okay.
This
gotcha.
is the next day. That's the only way you have 2 days.
Okay. Fair enough. You did the math.
Okay.
Good. Okay.
Laura's preparing herself for what's coming by doing cocaine and numbing herself because she knows what's in store. I saw a QA once with Ray Wise and Cheryl Lee. Twin Peaks Unwrapped posted it, and there's a guy in the audience, and he's like, the biggest mystery in Twin Peaks was Laura Palmer doing 3 lines of cocaine and then going directly to bed. Like, and it gets a big laugh, and the audience starts misremembering the scene and saying it happened with the picture and not the scene. But to me, like the entire idea is that she's numbing herself for what is coming. It is the only way that she can deal with this.
But I mean, that's explicit in the diary. That's exactly like that's the one thing you've mentioned before when we first see Laura. She goes into the bathroom stall and takes a bump. Like, yes, you can read all of that stuff and still kind of understand what's going on. What you don't understand is why she does all of this. Like, it's the only way. She needs the coke in order to try to keep Bob at bay. So I don't know if she's numbing herself in order to prepare for what's going to happen, or if she's doing it in order to try to prevent it, because that's been her mechanism.
Yeah, I read it as just it's coming. Like this is gonna.
I was going to say in this case, though, the only thing that's against that for what I just said is when Bob comes in, she's kind of into it.
Well, we'll get to it.
I mean, it's really complicated. Yeah, please. Yeah.
So Sarah, the dutiful housewife, taking her medicine. Leland, total control predator, like handing her, making her drink that thing. Jesus Christ. Now, Leland turns the fan on. And I got to talk about the fan, right? So Okay, yes, circular, it's closed loop, never ending. It's like Laura's trauma. It's happening again. It's a fan. But it's a way that he's muffled the noises that come out of her room for fucking years. And which is why Sarah is haunted by the fan, because she knows what it is when it's on and what it means. And when Laura hears it go on and she looks up, it's fucking horrible to think that when Leland turns that fan on, it's when Leland's having some Bob time in her room.
Yep.
And you can never look at that fan again, watching the fan and seeing the fan. And it's just a reminder that Leland is doing it again. Like it's happening again. It's happening again. And God damn it, when Sarah hears the fan, you know, we hear a faint sound again from her in the pilot slowed down to again in episode 2 or whatever, like Laura, like that bit, a little bit of that happens. By the way, she's reading How to Speak German. I'm not sure what to make of that at all, but that's what she's reading. So I don't know if there's.
I guess she and Heidi are friends.
Yeah, maybe she's meeting for a book club or something. But as she looks up, she sees the white horse, which of course the drugs, but it's also foreshadowing Laura's death. It's what she saw when she was drugged when he killed Maddie. So God damn it. But yeah, it happens often when that fan goes on, that sound, like, and then the assault is preceded as way by flashing lights.
Yeah, that's the thing. We get Laura's in her bed. She's done the couple lines. She's laying there in bed and she pulls the covers down. It's as though she's about to start masturbating, honestly. Not to be like, I mean, graphic, but like
I wouldn't say that she's about to masturbate. I feel like she knows he's coming in for it to happen.
This monster who's been abusing her for years, that she's now putting the pieces together of what's really going on. She's knows it's about to happen, but she doesn't run from it.
No, well, right. It's been happening her whole life.
I mean, I'm not saying that that's not a realistic response. It's just such a complicated response.
The mix of her getting pleasure out of it, along with the guilt and the confusion.
Yeah.
That is all in line with abuse. It's very confusing for a child to balance those feelings together.
Yep.
And so in her head, it's also still this guy that's coming in from the outside. And you remember in the diary, she decided to like make herself so dirty or whatever that he wouldn't want her, and like he's giving her, and there's a scene where she's like masturbating in the woods, and he's so it's just all this stuff mixed up together. I also want to say this to remind listeners that everyone I've ever heard talk about Frank Silva say that he's such a kind, sweet soul, but he is horrifying. This scene is insanely, like the way he crawls over her and the sounds that he's making and just his whole manner.
The same sort of way that the murder of Maddie and the intercutting with him and Maddie and Leland, and in this case Laura and Leland and Bob together. Yeah, it's just the noises. Yeah, totally. The grunting he's making is just until, and you get that cut back and forth of Leland and Bob. And then when she finally sees Leland, man, that moment shattering.
Who are you? Right. And she finally accepts it. She sees her father, who is this scene, that scream that she does just cuts your heart into two pieces.
Yeah.
That's all I got for that.
Oh,
what a night.
What a night. But the next morning, the Palmers have a very awkward breakfast, and Laura keeps her distance from Leland and struggles through the school day.
Yeah. What an opening shot, man. That cereal bowl, the fucking cereal floating there in the milk. After what we just saw, and that she has to go about her day now. The fact that so many young people have to live in a house with such monsters, monsters who are supposed to protect them, and then the next day they have to pretend like everything's fine. Like I said, this is her last day. So this is literally Thursday, February 23rd, day 7. We know this is her last night on Earth. Leland trying to act like everything's fine too. And Laura is not having it. And this is the moment that she accepts it and she stands up for herself and she confronts her father. And this is when she's showing pure bravery. And we'll see how that pays off later. Leland knows now that it's on. Like, she has to be turned because she can hurt him now. She's going to stand up. She was always submissive. And now, as this abuser, just like with Teresa, like, he's got a problem. And that you watch his face change From Leland faking it as whatever Leland to that hardened, evil Bob face. Again, no lines. He's not having any lines in this. He's just fucking run that machine off. Print those dollar bills. And as she walks out of her house, like we see like the electricity like coming
The
for
power
her.
lines, you hear the static. Yep.
Yeah, because it's gone. Bob's gone through Leland, and now it's going out because we're taking her. She's going to be the new Bob.
Yep.
And at school, God damn it, at school, her friends are in their own worlds.
Mm-hmm.
You see Donna, you see James. Neither of them are looking at her. They are just on their own. And time is blurring, the hands spinning around like the fan blades.
Yep.
Just like the fan blades going around and around. She's lost. She's dying. And she leaves behind that empty desk, which is the same empty desk that we see in the pilot. And it's the last time she'll sit in that desk. And Jesus Christ.
It's so hard. Yeah, and knowing that all these things are happening on her last day is really rough. Later at Bobby's, Laura gets what she needs from him and comes home and plans to meet up with James.
This is very sad.
Yeah.
I know you don't like Bobby all the time, but he knows that she doesn't love him, and she probably never loved him, or maybe she never loved him. But he loves her so much, he just does it, and he's giving her the cocaine. I know you don't you don't want me, you just want the blow, don't you? That affects me, this part, and watching him sort of come to the realization that he's just being used. And at home, I don't have anything else to say about Bobby because I'm going to talk more about home. Do you want to jump in with the scene with Bobby, other than just him sort of having his heart broken and giving her cocaine?
Bobby and Laura are in, looks like maybe the Briggs rec room in the basement or something, whatever. They're making out on the sofa. She's there just to get the coke. And he starts trying to make out with her. And she's like, not tonight, Bobby. And he says, why not? Where are you going? She says, I'm going home. Which I just think is she knows it's all over. She's not going home. She's not going to the Palmer's house. This is the end. I don't know.
She is going to the Palmer house.
No, but the way that she's saying this,
yeah.
It's just to me is like
more than that.
It is more than that. It is beyond that. Like she's at the end of her rope. Anyway, that's just the way I see that. But yeah, I feel the same. I feel bad for Bobby. He really does love her, but at the same time, he has feelings for Shelley. He is in it for himself. He's whatever, all the things about Bobby. But yeah, it's not great for anyone in this case. But yeah, anyway, so continuing on from here, we're in her bedroom.
Well, before we get there, we go back to the Palmer house, and she says goodnight to her mom. And then you realize it's the last time she's going to talk to her mom.
Oh, that's true.
Good night. Good night, sweetheart.
It's the last time she's going to see her daughter. They don't hug. They don't touch. She just says like, good night, Mom. She says good night. I think her mom's reading.
She's flipping through a magazine.
It's like this moment that you would kill to have back.
Yep.
And that's it. We're not going to see Laura again. It was really heavy. So yeah, she goes up to her room. She's doing lines. You see some other pills, maybe speed. She's drinking. She's fucking falling very fast at this point.
Yep.
She gets a call from James, which is where we get our nervous about meeting Jay tonight. But God damn it, Laura fucks up in this scene, and I love it. Like
I love this scene.
I'll meet you in 15 minutes, and then after she hangs up, I'm like, God, why did I say that? 15 minutes. That also feels incredibly real. Why she says that, and then reacting to why she says that.
As she's talking to him and trying to get the stockings on, and she's like messing with the phone, and she's like talking to it, and it's upside down. She has to keep repeating herself because like how fucked up she is in that moment is great. And it does feel really natural. I don't know why. I really like the scene, even though it's really fucking horrifying.
Yeah, I love this
but
scene
I
too.
like it a lot. Oh boy.
And then we see the angel, right? She looks at the angel, and her angel disappears. Like we know the angels will be gone at this point when you catch fire like this, and the angels won't help you because they've all gone away.
Yep.
Laura sneaks out, meets James. We've heard about this since the pilot. I believe this is around 9:30, according to James's testimony or so.
She snuck out of her house about 9:30. About 12:30, I stopped the bike at the light at Sparkwood and 21. And she jumped off and ran away.
And as they leave, Leland's watching them full Bob mode.
I don't know how Leland even knew that she was leaving. James was so discreet on his motorcycle. He only woke up the entire frickin' neighborhood. Jesus Christ, James.
Yeah, meet a couple of house over. Park in front of the Haywards and
Right.
walk over there.
Walk your bike over. I don't know. Leland coming into the frame through the window is great in full Bob mode. James takes Laura on a ride. They stop to talk for a few hours. Then Laura asks to go home.
Yeah, so we get the last moments with James and Laura. And I like when she comes off the bike when they're just, hanging, and she's like trying to seduce him, but she's too fucked up. It's like it's not even working. And he's like, "What the hell's wrong with you?" And she answers, "That's right, there's no place to go." And she starts talking, basically about dying.
Yeah.
That there's nothing left. I think the dialogue is great here. Him trying to be kind, and she's just answering with venom and literally slapping him.
But because she's realized that she can't be with him because Bob will kill him too, right? Is that what's going on here? She wants to be with him. They profess their love for each other. Again, like it's honest and true, but she needs to protect him, so she shuts down again. She's completely ice cold. So they are making out, and then they kiss again, and she's just giving him nothing and just staring at him. You get the reverse shot over his shoulder, and her eyes are just like glassy dead. Oh, it's great.
Yeah, like there's that moment, after the slap where she tries to see that world where she can get lost with him. And it's there for like a brief moment. And then she knows it's too late. Like it's just Bob might kill James and that's it. And then she sees someone. Now, this becomes important later, but for our purposes, like you can see this as Leland following the whole time, or just Laura being so fucked up and fear and delusional that she's seeing people that aren't there.
Right.
So it's this great little moment where you're not sure how to read it.
Mm-hmm.
At least the way I look at it.
I don't know. I feel the same way too. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's very cool.
The line that she says, like, "Your Laura disappeared. It's just me now," is so much from the diary. Just that, like, she's just losing all those pieces of herself, and this is all that's left. Oh, it's just so sad.
And it's so meaningful. Like the veil has lifted, and for a moment, like that's the real Laura.
Your Laura disappeared. It's just me now.
There's the Laura she's trying to be with James. There's the Laura she's trying to be with Bob. There's the Laura she's trying to be with her family. And just for like this moment, it's almost like a euphoric feeling where you're like right before you're going to die or whatever is going to happen, that she has like, it's just me. Like, it's just this thing under all of these layers of Formica. For a moment is like, for me, is like the pure Laura. And then she flips him off like right after that.
Yep.
And then she kisses him and tells him, "It's time. You better take me home. I think you want to take me home now." But she also mentions to James, whatever, that Bobby killed a guy. So we get that to see that in the show. And then she says, "Do you want to see?" And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And then you watch her like realize, like, of course, that would be silly. Like she plays a person on a lot of drugs and alcohol very convincingly.
I totally agree.
It's very good.
Yep.
But yeah, that's it. So then until we get to the famous traffic light.
This movie is so funny. Okay. Yeah. So on the way home at the traffic light in the corner of Sparkwood and 21, Laura jumps off and runs into the woods to meet with Leo, Jacques, and Ronette.
My favorite traffic light. So there's an electric pole here as well. So, there has to be an electric pole to power lights. But yeah, there is an electric pole here.
Okay.
She completely breaks down. Her performance, God damn it, how many times are you going to say it throughout this film, was just a tour de force and a constant reminder of how terrible taste is, that everyone was not recognizing it. It amazes me.
Laura running off like that. Oh my God. The way she falls off the bicycle too. I mean, I don't know how was that her stunt or was it planned? Whatever. It looked like it freaking hurt though, coming off that bike. It played well.
Her just yelling, "I love you, James," while the music swells, running into the dark woods, and then watching the upset James. And this is the most James thing that you can do. This reminds me of someone I knew that once cut seatbelts out of his car. It's like, what are you doing? He's going to wait for the light to turn red before he takes off. And it's like, that is classic James.
Very James.
The meetup with Jacques, Ronette, and Leo is such a great scene. because she is knowingly like walking into her own death, her own trauma. These are not good men. We know these are not good men.
Right.
She left a good man,
Yeah.
debatable, for two bad ones.
Yep.
And now the four are going to go to the cabin and, I don't know.
Yeah. So we got at Jacques' cabin, Ronette, Leo, Laura, and Jacques party together. Bob Leland shows up, and it's the beginning of the end.
Oh, this is going to be hard to get through this because the Pink Room is playing, which is a great song, but you seeing Laura looking at herself in the mirror, which is an image we're going to see later, and one that we associate, though, with Bob. It's like, these are reflections of ourselves, dark reflections of ourselves, and she's putting on makeup. She's becoming another Laura. Like, your Laura has disappeared. It's only me. Now it's like we're putting on our layers again to become the other Laura. She passes that mirror to Ronette, and you can see this as a way of her corrupting her as well, like taking Ronette and pulling her in. Like we remember from, I think, the diary, right? It was her idea to do the flesh world that she talked Ronette into. So there is some of that going on. Laura attacking Harold Smith, and like, so there is the corruption that's also coming out of Laura. So I see that with the mirror. Pour one out for Waldo. We got to get Waldo back in here. I was very excited to see Waldo. You got to have something that's not completely dark. Laura, lipstick smeared, dancing in her outfit is a mood. It also reminds me of like a clown. Like, it's very clownish, like the Haps clown logo that we've seen. Doing a ton of cocaine. A lot of cocaine is being done.
It feels like too much.
You got the wind in the trees. Never, not too much.
Okay, good.
Lots of birds around. God, okay. And here's something that I mentioned all the way back when we did episode 7. This is what Jacques did when he tied her up. If you remember, Jacques telling Cooper.
So we're all partying. Girls are all getting pretty high. Everybody's pretty crazy. You, Laura, and Ronette. Leo lets Waldo out of the cage, and the birdie lands on her shoulder. Laura, she's all tied up. Oh, she like that.
We tied Laura up. Oh, she like that.
Yeah.
He says, like, and he's bite the bullet, that whole thing. She does not like this. Not at all.
Not tonight, anyway. She says, don't tie me up tonight. But yeah. Right.
But I took that as she did something she doesn't like that maybe he did before, and he said not to, and it's happening again. That's the way I'm reading it.
Maybe, yeah, sure.
These guys are terrible. Clearly, she doesn't want this. Don't do it, and they're doing it. The kind of guys that will do something and then, oh, I will never do that again, and then they're going to do that again as soon as they get drunk. So, I don't know. It's terrible. But it's interesting to see that contrast of the way he described it compared to how it happens. And this Jacques, I remember the diary Jacques being a little nicer. Like he was the one that would, with him and Leo, that would be sort of looking out for Laura a little bit more. You don't really get that Jacques in the movie. Not the way that he was presented in the diary. Ronette tries to help her, while this is going on. And again, Leo's pulling her back, just like Jacques was half pulling Laura back when she was trying to help Donna. Leland freaking coming out of the dark.
We get the static first.
Yes, static
again.
First.
Yep, and then Leo through that window.
But that motif that Lynch uses a lot of, like characters coming out of the dark, is never not striking. Like, I love that look is great. And when Leland appears outside the cabin window, you're reminded of like Hawk.
Deputy Hawk found evidence of a third man outside the window of Jacques' cabin.
The third man took Laura and Ronette to the train car where they were tied up. Laura for the second time, Ronette for the first.
And Waldo starts going nuts.
And Laura seems to feel it when it's happening, too. Yeah, she knows, like, she doesn't see, but she knows it's happening.
I think she sees him there, though, right? Isn't that the one where the wind's going crazy and she looks up?
Okay, I didn't think she saw it. I think she just felt it. But regardless, like, she knows it's happening. Like, it's there.
Yeah, I took it that she sees, oh my God, he's here kind of thing. But there's a painting or a picture. I think it's clearly a painting in this case that I really like. I don't know who the artist is. It's like hanging up in the cabin. It's like it's a very cool looking painting. I wish there was the internet. I would be able to find these things. I want to know who took the picture or painted the door. This is, if you're listening to this, if you've made it 4 hours into whatever we've done, 5 hours. I don't know how long this podcast is going to be. The 6-part series, it's like our very own American Revolution. Or this painting, please let us know.
You know what? I think maybe she does see. I'm found a freeze frame there. Maybe she does see him there. Yeah. No, I got nothing else to add except just the resignation Laura has to all of this, even though at the last moment she's like, don't tie me up tonight, whether it's don't tie me up, period, or not tonight, Jacques, whatever, still doesn't listen to her. That violence is terrible. Yeah, we get the wind through the trees. Then Jacques heads out of the cabin, is knocked out. Leo splits, and Leland takes the girls to the train car.
Leo's little laugh when he sees Jacques passed out is great. And then there's like it as he like focuses because he's drunk, and then he realizes that he's bleeding, and it instantly becomes panic. And then he runs and he's like, shut up, like whatever. He's such a horrible dick.
Leo runs away and just shut up. It's so, like funny and awful. And Leo, it's Leo.
He's such a bad guy. Yeah, with Leo gone, now Leland is going to take them. And the scream that he does to match Laura's scream, Laura screaming, oh my God, because she sees her dad here. She does not see Bob here.
Yeah.
Not anymore. And nor do we as the viewers. We're not seeing Bob come in here. This is like her dad coming in and oh my God. And Jesus Christ. It's going to get, if you thought it was rough, it's going to get rougher.
Yep.
And as he walks them to the train car with the lights on them, the visual is insane. It's just an intense, with the flashlights on the three of them going in. That light that would illuminate the darkness of the Bob world is now revealing the darkness of the real world, of our world. And Laura screaming, Daddy? Holy shit, that's rough. Her saying Daddy. And meanwhile, the one-armed man is also in hot pursuit at this point.
Yeah, no, I'm nothing else to say there. I mean, that scream of Leland imitating Laura, she does, oh God, it's just so bad. And Ronette getting pulled into all this. It's just, well, it only gets better from here. Inside the train car, Leland is forced to do what Bob needs, and Ronette is freed.
So Leland's spinning around them, shining the light on them, and becoming Bob, becoming Leland, becoming Bob. That is really cool.
And you get a little bit of your favorite thing of like flashlight up underneath the face.
Yes, I'm always a fan of that. So after this bit, this is really interesting external shot between the two cars. Like, so Leland is going around Bob, and it's very intense. And you just came off this thing, and it's like you need a breather. You can't be in the car too long. So like they cut out, and you're outside the car, and it's just this shot between two cars. And it's just like for a moment, and then you have to then you go back in. We can't handle what they're going through. So we as viewers have to be taken out. Laura getting bound twice. Like, remember the original case, Laura was bound twice, two kinds of twine. So here we're seeing the second binding. Are you going to kill me? She asks, which is hard to hear. Mike running too, also flashlights on him, as well as because he's running to try to make the train car. Ronette starts praying. The red lipstick smeared on her face. She also looks like a clown. And this is where we get the mirror. So we saw the mirror before when she was putting on the makeup, and now he's putting the mirror before her, and she's going to see Bob in her own face. She is becoming evil. This is the whole plan. This is what he wants. He wants to taste through her mouth. And as this transfer of power happens, the static TV takes us into the red room, and the man from another place starts screaming. This is a very crazy edit. And you can't not feel this just coming through you. Leland showing her the diary pages. This is something to think about for the rest of your life. So like he's coming in screen right. I always thought you knew it was me. Bob coming in screen left. I never knew you knew it was me. I want you. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
All the stuff that's said with that, like it's Jesus Christ. And you know, Laura can see the true evil too. Like you can look at it like Laura can see Bob. Only certain people, gifted and the damned, can see Bob, and Laura is one of them. Like she is special. She is the one that has that power. And that the shot of Laura from below is so traumatic and effective. Like just in general, just the way that the camera is positioned while Ronette is praying, which I did write down her prayer, or at least I write down what you can read it. Because I've been going for a while.
Okay, so what I have from it is, Father, if I die now, will you come see me? Don't look at me. I'm so dirty. I'm not ready. Is there anything else that she says?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, and then that's when the angel appears to her.
Time stops, and so does the sound, which is wild. And Ronette gets her angel. And for her, the angels haven't left, which is even more sad. When you think about Laura's angels leaving and Ronette getting one. And she opens the door and Leland beats her up. just sort of tosses her out. It's horrible to watch that.
And when the angel comes, though, does it unbind her? Like, the rope's still tied around her, but it breaks the rope behind her because her hands are then free, but the ropes are dangling there.
Yes, but you do see her like fiddling behind her back the whole time. So you could say there's no angel and she untied herself or whatever. But to me, I always take it the angel is freeing. It's
Some divine intervention.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, okay. Now here's where Laura puts on the ring, knowing that she's going to die by doing this.
The ring, where does the ring come from? Because it just rolls across the train car into a pool of light. But
yeah, the man from another place gave her the ring, which she got from her dream, but then it left. But it wasn't really. It's there for her in this dream world, and as she's connecting to this dream world to become Bob, like when it goes into him screaming and all of this, she's sort of between these two places, between two worlds, where now she has access to the ring if she wants it.
Yeah.
And she wants it, and she puts it on, even though Cooper said, don't take the ring. She takes the ring because she has perfect courage. And Bob knows now that if you wear the ring, you have to die, and he has to kill her.
Is that the case?
That's the way I read it.
I had always thought, and you've thought about this obviously a lot more than I have. I had thought that putting the ring on prevented Bob from entering her. Not that he had to kill her. Like, having to kill her is now a consequence of not being able to take her over. Not that you put it on, therefore I kill you. It's you put it on, therefore I can't take you. So I guess I got to kill you now.
Right. No, I mean,
okay.
Who knows if I'm right or I'm wrong, but there's other things that happen in the future and other things where characters have the ring and then end up in the Red Room. So I always take it as you put the ring on, that is like you've sealed your fate. You got to die and you're going to go to the Red Room and get trapped there.
Okay.
Which is, to me, what happens. So she puts the ring on. Bob has no choice now. He has to kill her. She cannot be turned. She will enter the Black Lodge. And we watch in horror, really, as Leland kills his daughter, like the lights flashing, which reminds you of Ronette waking up as well. Like this scene plays out very much like Ronette coming up from her coma. Same kind of stabbing motions, the whole thing. The way the plastic comes out, the plastic wrapping from Laura's perspective is fantastic. For Micah Tabletop, guys, we're layers and layers and layers of plastic. Wonderful. And Mike doesn't bother helping Ronette. I mean, Mike, you're trying to stop Bob. You could check on Ronette. He just sort of
walks past her.
He's
like, oh no, I didn't do it. And he's gone. Yeah, that bothered me a little bit too, but that's fine. Leland screaming, don't make me do this.
Yes.
Is great. Oh, don't make me do this. It's fantastic.
Do you think he's saying, don't make me do this to Laura? Like, don't make me do this by putting the ring on? Or is he telling Bob, don't make me do this?
I mean, I'm just reading it as Bob. I mean, at that point, it's her fate is sealed.
Not addressing Laura, like, why did you do this thing?
I think it's even worse because he is conscious as Leland. Now he's also Leo. He's a Leo.
Because I always read it as to Laura, like, why did you put this ring? Well, that's because I think if you put the ring on, you have to get killed. But I was just wondering your thought.
Just the way that I've heard it was talking to Bob. But yeah, that works too. During the murder, it's intercut with the man from another place, but there's also that choir music in the background. I mean, that music is fantastic through this as well. And we talked about the sound design throughout all of this, but I think it's incredibly effective, especially in this spot here too. But yeah, we just got, bye, Mike. I guess we'll see you later. He's out of here. Leland takes Laura's body to Black Lake, heads to Glastonbury Grove, and enters the Red Room. Mike gets what's owed to him, and Laura gets an ending.
The pushing her out to sea, which again, connecting us right back to the pilot. We're being taken literally right to the moment of her being discovered the next day. We are technically, I guess, past midnight, so it's now the day that she's discovered. But when we go to Glastonbury Grove, that like slowly approaching it as he pushes her in, like we see that as he's sort of letting the body go, and he is Bob, and then he is Leland. And then we're going to see the puddle of engine oil that we know and the trees. And Leland is pure Bob screaming. It's just too much. This whole thing is too much. Watching him enter the curtains as Leland.
Yeah.
And inside, waiting there, is Mike and the One-Armed Man, who we know are the same in a way, but different.
Well, they make it very explicit here, too.
Yes,
but yes.
Where he grabs him exactly by the missing arm and they speak. Leland does this thing where he floats. I've had many dreams of this. So the where he goes forward, I've had many dreams where I like floating forward, and then he's floating in the sky, and it made me think of the episode 29 script of characters floating.
Exactly.
That would have been an interesting idea if that's how it would have been. Not the way I read it, not the way my imagination.
Yeah, no. Yeah. But maybe he did take that kind of piece of that and used it here. But I love that he doesn't just like float up directly. He floats forward, tilting down, and then we don't see it, but then he lifts up. I don't know why that, again, there's that dream feeling. I've had dreams like that as well, where it's kind of like skimming the ground and floating, but it just feels, it's great.
And I wonder if that's like a Bob Engles thing, because Bob Engles wrote that 29. He's co-writing this script with, and he's like, yeah, I want to do this floating thing. And they did it, and it's fucking great.
It's great here.
I think about that all the time, him just floating there and the way that they're going to take the blood out.
Before we even get into the Red Room, before he goes into Glastonbury Grove, we get Leland screaming in the flashing light with the black, specifically the makeup again. It also has like kind of eyeliner, but everything kind of looks like goth emo. But to see that on him, we've seen that on Laura before. We see that on Wyndham Earl previously. I just love that as a visual representation. It's so simple. It's just some pale makeup and lipstick, but it's his expression, his scream of anguish or whatever it is, this animal scream. God, it's so good.
Bob, I want all my Garmonbozia. So Bob is going to take Leland's pain and suffering out of him, the part of him that killed his own daughter, and he kind of tosses it onto the floor, and it becomes this cream corn that they eat. But I want to talk a little bit about how this works or what we think this is.
Okay.
But yeah, go
that
on.
moment of Bob, I want my Garmonbozia, parentheses, pain and sorrow. That's when the man from another place is holding the One-Armed Man's. They're speaking together. This is the line that they speak together, right?
Yes.
Okay. I was just trying. I didn't write it down. I just wanted to remember that is the line that they speak together. Yeah, I love that when Bob touches Leland's stomach, and of course, all this being shot in reverse and played backwards is great. But touching Leland's stomach where the blood stain is, pulls his hand away, and it's shaking. Like he's full of something, is full of power, is full of whatever, and you reveal the bloodstain is now gone. And he splatters it onto the ground, and then it fades away. I love that imagery. And then, but there's no direct connections. It doesn't like throw it on the ground and it turns into cream corn. Like it's not literal in that way. And I love that. So you just have to like make those logical leaps together. And the cream corn on the spoon, he's eating the cream corn, but that's also shot in reverse. He's actually spitting it out and they're playing it backwards. So it has this uncanny, unnatural feeling to it. It's so well executed.
I cannot believe that I did not say one of the things that I love about the floating is it reminds me of Baron Harkonnen from David Lynch's Dune movie, which he's used to floating people. So even though Mike is against Bob, right? Mike is trying to stop Bob. They all seem to share this sustenance, this creamed corn thing. So certain characters like Mrs. Tremont and Mike are trying to like go cold turkey. I ordered no creamed corn, but they are forced to consume it like it's part of the rules.
Yeah.
Which is like an interesting characteristic and gives them more layers, you know. It's like the sharks in the fish-friendly Sharks Support Club in Finding Nemo.
It has been 3 weeks since my last fish, on my honour, or may I be chopped up and made into soup.
Where their nature is to consume pain and suffering, and they're turning against their nature. But now that he's done it, they have to share it.
Sure. I mean, like Interview with a Vampire, like he doesn't eat humans, will only eat rats. Is that like subverting their nature to try to be good but can't actually do it? Yeah.
Because that's like when Mike is yelling at Leland, he says, "You stole my corn." Right. So like I had the pain and suffering and now you stole it.
He said stole the corn. So the collect whatever is it a communal thing where they all collect the corn together?
I think it's got to be like a communal thing. Yes, but it's just interesting to think of like what his what's the thing in D&D like your from chaotic good or whatever his alignment is. Like where does he fit in? Because I always think of him as a bad character that turned good. Like he saw the face of God, he cut his arm off, and now he's helping. But like the eating of the cream corn is like this whole other.
What an interesting. We'll do this as a Patreon exclusive. We'll go through the character alignments for the different entities, because I think that's really interesting, because the man from another place I kind of see as like a chaotic neutral. I don't think he has a morality that neatly maps to our own morality. He has his own things he's doing.
Yeah. Well, I see him as the part of Mike that he cut off that is full of the bad, but also full of the good part of Mike. So he's kind of a mix. But this is where we see the monkey face, right? So it's the same monkey face we saw, and this is the monkey says Judy. Remember you said the other?
Didn't know that it said Judy, but obviously like seeing the monkey face smiling kind of in the dark was creepy.
And when you think about like, okay, Leland, the grandson, the monkey, Judy. So it's just interesting things to put out. And then we get an image of Laura as found by Doc Hayward. You see a little bit of Doc Hayward, so technically he's in this. He did not get cut, where he's pulling back the plastic, which starts the Twin Peaks circle. The revolving time, like we're going back in and we're going back in. Just like we go through the red room, blah, blah, blah. Laura, okay, here we go. So now we go through the red room and we reveal there's Laura. She is sitting down in the chair, as opposed to being the one. It's Cooper is the one that's standing. The way he's just looking down at smiling at her, and she sees her angel. So for me, she puts the ring on. She enters the Black Lodge with perfect courage. She triumphs over her father and Bob, and she's given her angel. And this room is the White Lodge. She is in the White Lodge with Cooper. It's Laura. She is at peace. She's surrounded by love, and she's finally given relief or a reward or something she's free of all. Some people have said she's trapped there and she can't get out. Like, I see this as a good ending. Like, this is the best possible ending. Obviously, the best possible ending is you go back in time and there's no Leland, but this is a triumphant, like, this is her going to the Black Lodge, confronting, overcoming, and here she is in the White Lodge. So this is my White Lodge. I think David Lynch has said he's never shown the White Lodge, but for me, this is it.
But this is at least her getting redemption or getting freed in some way, whether it's the White Lodge or whatever.
Sure, it's beautiful. It breaks your heart. Like the show, we end on Laura's face. It's not a photo, but it's just floating in that calm blue. It goes into a beautiful blue field, which is how we started. And that music, Requiem in C minor, it's just like, this is the greatest movie of all time. And that just playing, it's just beautiful. It breaks your heart, makes you cry. This ending is just wonderful.
Ending on Laura's smiling face, it is like the prom queen photo, but it's also episode 29, the reflection in the coffee cup as well, because she's smiling there as well. So I love that David Lynch, like, he had to complete Laura's story. He always had to keep centering it on Laura. It was the perfect way to give her this ending. She does get to triumph over all of this. I love her. It's such a long sequence of her in the flickering blue and white light, seeing the angel, smiling, and like many emotions are going through her, like coming to terms with it and being relieved and being overjoyed, but also like there's just so much happening for her, and it takes like, I don't know, 30 seconds to a minute of just holding on that. It's great.
The angel is played by Lorna McMillan, and I'm always so impressed by how much she resembles the angel in the picture.
Well, interesting.
Like, it's almost like if you could have pulled that out and turned it into a person, it's her.
God.
It's great.
What
Beautiful.
a movie. What a movie.
What an ending.
What an ending, folks. I'll tell y'all, we have spent 4.5 hours recording this.
It's my favorite movie, so of course I'm going to have 40. I wasn't kidding, and I said I had that many notes. And I'm sure I missed stuff.
I've been looking forward to this conversation with you, knowing that it was one of your favorite movies of all time, knowing how it connects to the mythology of this. This was a great conversation to kind of dig into all these things. You're right. We probably missed a ton of stuff. You've seen this movie however many times. You're still noticing stuff. So, folks, please, even if you haven't paid, but you can join us on the Patreon and talk to us about this. What did we miss? Because I'm sure there's a ton of stuff in here that would connect to other things we've talked about in the other episodes. What do you think about how it connects to the diary overall? The influence of the two, and how there's a conversation between these two pieces of media. anything, please tell us. We want to hear from you about this stuff too, because we could continue. If we did 4.5 hours, we could probably do another hour or two.
Do another 4.5 hours. And if this was how Twin Peaks ended, if there was no return, I love the return. Don't want a world without the return. This is a great bookend from the pilot to this, like back and forth forever. It's wonderful. It's interesting to do the missing pieces because there's more from the end of season 2 in the missing pieces.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you looked into it already.
I haven't really. No, I watched the trailer just to see, but it's just a lot of the trailer just shows all of the like other characters. Like you can see Ed and Nadine and Andy and Lucy. It's just like all the things you didn't get to see. It's basically missing characters is what it could have been called. But yeah, looking forward to it. That's great.
All right. Well, until
Thank you,
next
everybody.
time. Yeah, thank you. Hopefully you stuck with us. Thank you for listening to the Meanwhile podcast with Dan Johnson and Eric Grissom. If you would like to support the Meanwhile podcast, join our Patreon. It's available right now. You can sign up, and for just a few dollars a month, you can keep this show going, and you can get access to some exclusive podcasts and some secret stuff that you're not going to find anywhere else. So if you'd like to join, go to ericgrissom.com/meanwhile and look for the Patreon link. If you like our show, please consider rating and reviewing the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you're hearing this now. Meanwhile is produced by Eric Grissom and Where's My Robots? The Meanwhile theme song is written and performed by Paul Finn and Evening Pines. If you want to let us know what you thought of the show, you can reach Dan at danjnj.com, both on the web and on Blue Sky. Eric can be found on Blue Sky at ericgrissom.com, which is also his website. It's also me, right? That's weird. We'll see you again, and in the meantime, be good.
Listen to the sounds.
Meanwhile.